Hello, everybody, and welcome here to Rio Grande Credit Union Field at the Lab. It's the first visit to Albuquerque for Landon Donovan and his third place San Diego Loyal. They're set to take on the black and yellow of New Mexico coming up in just a moment. The 2022 New Mexico United season is presented by Sandia Resort and Casino, close to home, far from ordinary. Welcome into the Lab, ladies and gentlemen. It's the biggest crowd anticipated since 2019 here today for this Cinco de Mayo match. My name's Tyler Ortega, joined as always by Chris Hurst, celebrating a special birthday here tonight. First off, Chris, I want to wish you a happy birthday here in the booth.
Thanks, Tyler. Appreciate that, mate. 21 again.
21 again for what, the 15th, 16th time, somewhere around there?
A couple.
All right. Anyway, big matchup here tonight, Chris. When you look at these two teams, New Mexico United has been struggling lately, where San Diego have picked up some massive wins lately as well. Let's jump into tonight's players to watch, presented by New Mexico Solar Group. And we'll start off here, Chris, with the home side. It's number 22, Kalen Ryden, the defensive stalwart, making his first start since opening night.
Yeah, huge to have him back. The leadership he brings, no surprise, as soon as he was ready, game ready. Made an appearance last week against Sac Republic from the bench, and as soon as he was fit to start the game, no surprise, back in the starting lineup.
On the other side, for San Diego, we're going to be keeping an eye on Tumi Mosho Bain. He's made 9 starts this season, team leading 3 assists. He's a playmaker, Chris. He leads the team in key passes with 21.
11 goals last year for San Diego Loyal as well. Look for him to just start out wide and drift inside just behind the centre forward, and he'll be really difficult to pick up, whether it's for the defenders or the midfielders, so very dangerous, especially in transition.
It's going to be a lot of fun tonight. We're going to step aside for just a moment. We'll be back with lineups and kickoff on the other side of this.
Our annual spring event ends Sunday at American Home Furniture and Mattress. Save up to 30% throughout the store, plus 60-month special financing available. Shop the largest selection of in-stock furniture in New Mexico. Shop living room, dining room, bedroom, mattresses, and of course, outdoor living. Save up to 50% during our patio pre-sale event. American Home Furniture and Mattress. We guarantee you'll pay less.
Straight down into the core of the earth, 700 feet beneath the surface, stalagmites and stalactites, million-year-old all-stars in a natural stadium, carved by water, populated by bats, and marveled by all. Carlsbad Caverns National Park.
Game time.
Welcome back to the Lab. Tonight's match presented by ExxonMobil, advancing innovative solutions for a lower emission energy future. Chris, let's go ahead and jump into tonight's starting 11 presented by Michelob Ultra. Starting off first here with the home side. This is how Zach Prince is selecting his team here tonight. You're going to get Ford Parker in goal. We're seeing another start for the 18-year-old Christian Nava, and then the trio up top of Preston, Nico Brett, and Chris Weehan.
Yeah, and New Mexico United really need that trio to start firing as well. Couple of games now where it's not quite clicking. Really important to find some goals tonight.
On the other side for San Diego Loyal, this is how Landon Donovan is going. You got Koke in goal, Boxall and Adams. There is the two center backs, Guido playing in the 10 spot, and Kyle Vassell leading the line.
Yeah, the top scoring offense in the USL Championship coming to the lab tonight. So it's going to be really interesting. What a night. No surprise, obviously, with Kalen Ryden jumping straight back in there, facing this kind of high-powered offense.
It is Cinco de Mayo here at the lab, anticipating close to 12,000 here tonight. So let's go ahead and have a look here at today's injury report. This is brought to you by Ben Sherman Law, injured at work. Ben Sherman can help. In New Mexico, Chris, this has been something that has been ailing New Mexico for quite a while, is the injuries. We'll get to that in just a moment. Kickoff underway here at the lab. There's our injury report. Alex Tambakis, the captain Josh Suggs, Amando Moreno, who actually got hurt against this San Diego side last season, Sergio Rivas, and Ilya Illich are the 5 names on that list. So underway here, 10th place New Mexico United taking on 3rd place San Diego Loyal. It's been absolutely gorgeous day here in Albuquerque as far as the weather-wise. The wind's starting to pick up a little bit here over the past couple of hours. It's springtime in New Mexico as the winds have just been absolutely horrible over the week, and we got somewhat of a break from that here today, and we'll expand on that just a little bit later in tonight's broadcast. But real exciting stuff here tonight, Chris, is New Mexico looking to get back in the win column. It's been a long time since they've gotten 3 points.
Yeah, and I was taking a little look at the comparisons of the first 7 games for last season compared to this season, and there's really not that much difference. It's just, for Zach Prince, the wins came very early. First 2 games, got off to an absolute flyer, almost made a rod for his own back for the team in essence. The fans started expecting that was just going to continue to roll, and stuttered since then. 2 ties since then, 2 losses. Stopped the rot a little bit with that tie against Sac Republic last weekend on the ice rink where everyone was falling over all the time. So it's really important that New Mexico United get back to winning ways, but what a tough opponent to come into town to try and do that against.
Kalen Ryden botting up against Vassell. This ball goes back into the midfield for San Diego. That's Charlie Adams. Back to Kyle Adams. The offside flag is up. That was Tumi Moshobane looking to make the run by Will Seymour. And Seymour, Chris, you talk about somebody that's been thrust into the lineup here on short notice due to injury. He's played very well.
Yeah, obviously missed the opening game, I think it was, but then obviously injuries. Suggs, we're looking along here and we can see Suggs and all those guys, Tambakis, everyone. The staff box, as you called it, is a bit full tonight because of those injuries, which is awful to see if you're a New Mexico United fan. But again, the depth of the squad. Seymour's jumped in there. Tete's done a really good job deputising in there as well. Obviously, Austin Yearwood, former Rookie of the Year as well. It's a really strong defensive line, even with those injuries.
Ball's going to go back to Koke as he just sends this long to Will Seymour. Seymour, the Colorado Springs native, goes all the way back to Ford Parker. Parker, the Albuquerque native. It's his first season in black and yellow. Here's Christian Nava, speaking of Albuquerque natives. The 18-year-old, the first academy product to see the field for the first team in black and yellow. Getting another start here today as Zach Prince looks to shuffle things up, Chris, and perhaps start to get some results.
Yeah, and like I say, it's one thing that's noticeable right away is Nico Brett playing a little more central, Chris Weehan maybe a little higher, maybe that's just the rotation right now, but it definitely looks like Christian Nava's going to be that left-sided wing back, if you will. It's going to be really interesting to see once the game settles down, obviously in the early stages here, once the game settles down exactly where those attacking threats, because Christian Nava did so well and gave a buzz to the crowd and a lift to the crowd in the last home game. It'll be really interesting to see where he ends up actually featuring tonight.
to Coquet here as the flag was up. Let's have a look here at the keys to the game presented by Garcia Automotive Group here for New Mexico United. Chris, this is how New Mexico is going to be successful tonight. Create space to allow for good attempts at goal, keep the San Diego wingers pushed back, and most importantly, control the center of the pitch. This is Seymour. Plays the ball across to the far side to Austin Yearwood. Yearwood, the left footer. He's been a mainstay in this New Mexico lineup since season 1 back in 2019. And the foul is going to be called there on Harry Swartz. So again, let's have another look at our injury report, Chris. Brought to you by Ben Sherman Law. Injured at work, Ben Sherman can help. We touched on it. Tambakis, Suggs, Moreno, Rivas, Illich. The list seems to be growing nearly weekly.
Yeah, and we've already spoke about obviously Kalen Ryden back on the field tonight, so that's obviously a huge one. But for a second game in a row, New Mexico United not naming a goalkeeper on the bench, so obviously they'll be hoping Ford Parker makes it through the entire game here. But Ford Parker, what a way to start your New Mexico United league career. 1 game, 1 clean sheet. He'll be hoping to keep that going tonight as well.
Justin Portillo plays this back to Kalen Ryden, back to the New Orleans native, Justin Portillo. Portillo tied with the team lead in 2 assists and 5 starts this season. The 2019 USL champ with Real Monarchs, teammate of Kalen Ryden that season. Sam Hamilton back to Will Seymour. Seymour played his football last season for Finn Harps, the top flight in Irish football. 33 appearances, scored twice. Coming into the season, also had 90 USL appearances for various clubs, FC Cincinnati, Reno, Vancouver Whitecaps too. This is our Coaches Spotlight presented by PNM. Zach Prince for the home side, 9 points through his first 7 matches. Of course, our assistant coach here in New Mexico for the first 3 seasons, the former USL champion nearly 10 years ago. Switch of play. This one finds Moon. Here's Nick Moon, tried to squeak it through, and ball was poked away. I believe it looked like Harry Swartz might have gotten a touch on it initially. Back to Ford Parker. Spent the last 2 seasons with Birmingham Legion. Made 2 appearances in his debut as a 4-1 win. Played at Sandia High School, Rio Rapids, UNM, UC Irvine. Also with the Albuquerque Soul as Nico Brett unleashes one. It falls to Christian Nava here, the 18-year-old. What a touch from Christian Nava. Yearwood tries to cross it in, and it's blocked. But to be Metcalf making the block there. There's Weehan still searching for his first goal this season, Chris. It's been rather strange seeing Chris Weehan playing so much without scoring for New Mexico.
Yeah, and I think that's why we have. I think there's definitely a little tweak in the formation. Zach Prince has been pretty rigid so far this season in his 3 at the back. Looks like Kalen Ryden and Seymour are the 2 centre backs. Looks like Harry Schwartz is a very attacking right back, and Austin Yearwood, look how high he is here, finds him in behind the back line of San Diego here.
Yearwood plays the cross in, looking back post. Went by Preston, and Harry Swartz unable to track that down. Coach's Spotlight on the other side, presented by PNM. The legend himself, Landon Donovan, really no introduction needed, Chris. Played in the World Cup, made 247 appearances in the MLS. It's pretty much done it all, seen it all.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, what else can you say? Just don't mention the 2010 World Cup where he was involved in that team where Rob Green had a moment to forget. Let's just leave it at that. No one else talks about it tonight. We'll be good.
We'll be good. Ball laid off by Guido and eventually poked forward. Finds Will Seymour. This is Nick Moon. Looks like a foul is going to be called. Ball brought back. That is our official here tonight, Mark Allerton. Our 2 assistant referees, Chris Canales and Kevin Sanchez. And our 4th official on the sideline is Christian Campo Hernandez. Of course, big thank you to our officials. If they didn't do what they did, then we wouldn't be able to have these games. Blake plays it back. Ryden, or excuse me, that was Seymour actually rises up to head that one away. Austin Yearwood, the Charlotte, North Carolina native. Zweehan is taken down at the edge of the box. No foul called. San Diego looking to break. Ball played forward. Jack Blake will try to chase it down as he's beat to the ball by Kalen Ryden, but Ryden unable to clear that ball away. Ryden and Blake, very good friends off the pitch. I'm sure they'll share a word about that later.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. I wonder how many times they're going to end up matching up against each other, so the text group will be going wild later on, I'm sure.
Former Monarchs teammates. Jack Blake playing for San Diego Loyal now. Jack Blake out of Nottingham, England. Played his youth with Nottingham Forest, Chris. He's also spent some time with Minnesota United during their NASL days. Jacksonville Armada, Tampa Bay Rowdies as well. Here he is again. Pulled that off of Yearwood. Cross goes in. He was looking for Moon on the near side, and Harry Swartz will see it out for a New Mexico throw.
Tampa Bay Rowdies, last opponent for San Diego Loyal, halted. I mean, is it a slide if you don't win in 2 games? The way they've started the season, it was a little bit, it was getting there a tie and a loss, and it was a heavy defeat to Louisville as well. 5-2 the weekend before that, but yeah, getting back on the winning bus there against Tampa Bay Rowdies with an 88th minute winner, I believe it was last weekend.
Yeah, massive result for San Diego. Always hard to play in Al Lang Stadium. Even harder when you're down 2-1 and you somehow make it out with 3 points. That says a lot about the resiliency of your side. Ball kept in nicely. Here's Moon looking to squeeze out of a tight space, and he does. Vassell lays it off. Here's Blake. Through ball. Here's Vassell. He's got options. Mosho Bain and Blake both in the box. Here's Vassell. Lays that back off. Cross goes in, and it's going to be out for a goal kick. Metcalf is able to place that.
You see how explosive this offense could be there. Vassell, what a unit, right? But he's not just a big target forward. He runs the channels. He was looking for the ball in behind there pretty early on. He's probably played a little later than what he wanted. He wanted a little bit sooner there, but again, not too dangerous a ball in the box. But looking at, if this was a game of top trumps, Tyler, New Mexico United are well and truly outmatching it. If this game was played on paper, it wouldn't be a game, right? Like San Diego so far this season, yes, they've played two more games, 9 games played so far this season, 21 goals. New Mexico United 7. That's a huge disparity there. They're scoring at least a goal a game. New Mexico United nowhere near that right now, and it's absolutely crazy how different that has become, because New Mexico United starting the season, how much promise there was. Those first 2 games kind of caught everyone off guard. Even you and I were talking about it on air in that very first game, how exciting the offense was, and then the goals just dried up, and part of it is this man right there, finding a key to get Chris Wehan on the ball in dangerous positions. Can he spark this offense?
Well, and Nico Brett, 3 goals throughout the opening month of the campaign, and as you said, nothing since. So, Nico Brett is a guy that he's going to show up, he's going to score goals. But as you said, Chris Wehan, Preston Tabordataka, he's got 1 goal this year. It was against El Paso on the road, coincidentally in the last win for New Mexico United in league play. But these are guys that they've shown, through their experience at other stops in this league, they can get it done. And now I think you're starting to see that pressure maybe starting to fall on Zach Prince a little bit.
Yeah, no, but it's a balance, right? And talking about New Mexico United, don't want to sound all negative for New Mexico United at all. Like, obviously fans love seeing goals, but at the other end of the field, one of the stingiest defenses in the entire league. Goals conceded, San Diego 16, New Mexico 6. That's a huge difference as well. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this plays out tonight.
Here's Swartz. Hamilton goes back to Will Seymour. Kalen Ryden. Ryden, last year, we talked about how important Kalen Ryden is. We've heard it from coaching staff. He's not one of the best center backs in the league. They think he is the best, right? And you can make that argument. He's definitely up there. You look at these categories that he led the team in last season: 107 clearances, 20 blocks, 90 aerial duels won. Kalen Ryden never lost a header, from what I can remember.
Yeah, I mean, golden helmet, right? That's what they call him. It's been a while since we've been able to say that. But yeah, it is. There's no understating how important it is. And there's probably no understating how well the guys who stepped in his absence did as well. Because that isn't where the issue is with New Mexico United, I don't feel. They are very tight at the back, but it's finding the balance between keeping it tight at the back and generating that offense as well. Yeah,
and got to throw a shout out to Alexi Swahi, who deputized admirably. Rashid Tete as well, who's been a mainstay here for the Black and Yellow since 2019. They played very, very respectfully in Kalen Ryden's absence. But again, as you mentioned, just lacking that chemistry for whatever reason. And Preston now called for the foul. 17 minutes in. Tyler Ortega, Chris Hurst here at the lab. It's a hot day, as you might have seen the graphic a few minutes ago. 90 degrees here in Albuquerque today. As summer is just around the corner, Chris, and it sure feels like it.
Yeah, my swamp cooler got turned on today after a rather warm night last night. So, if people are watching in San Diego and don't know what a swamp cooler is, I don't know how to explain it, because I had no idea what one was until it was attached to the side of my house.
Preston's got to be careful. That's back-to-back fouls called on Preston Tabordataka out of Bamenda, Cameroon. We've got a score update. You see 0-0 between Hartford and Loudoun, 18 minutes into that one. And while we've got a second, we got to throw a shout out to the traveling contingency of fans that made the way from San Diego as Nico Brett looks to thread this one through. Here's Weehan on the right foot, back to Brett, Christian Nava, and he hits it right at Coque Vegas.
Good little build-up there. You can see there, Christian Nava. It just got played so close to him where he couldn't step onto the strike, so he had to try and generate all the power just by spinning his leg at it there, and just couldn't quite get the direction, all the power in the shot.
What a moment that would have been.
The roof would have come off if there was one.
The 18-year-old still searching for his first professional goal. But again, as I was saying before that, big shout out to the traveling contingency of fans that made the trip out here from San Diego. We can see the Locals on Tour banner displayed here in the lab. There's a drum over there. You can see some of the, what color is that? Like a dark green and the orange kits from up here where we're at. Love to see some traveling support. Big shout out to the Locals. Kyle Adams plays this one up to Nick Moon. Miscommunication there between Moon and Mosho Bain. Here's Nava. Nava does well to work himself out of a tight area. Here's Weehan now. Kalen Ryden over to Will Seymour. Picked up by Mosho Bain. Mosho Bain out of South Africa, came up through the Kaiser Chiefs Youth Academy. Seymour's looking to thread that through ball there for Nico Brett. Seymour again plays this back to Portillo. They've essentially switched positions, Seymour and Portillo, as they switch right back. Yearwood pokes this forward for Weehan. Here's Nava. Sam Hamilton. A little too much on that one there from the Denver, Colorado native. Magic minute here at the Lab. If you're unfamiliar, if you're a San Diego Loyal fan, or if you're just a soccer fan tuning in here for the first time, this is a tradition that happens at every single New Mexico United game. It's called the Magic Minute. They start it and when the clock hits 19 minutes, 12 seconds, and that's to signify when New Mexico is recognized into statehood in the year 1912, and they cheer as loud as they can, as hard as they can, until the clock says 20 minutes and 18 seconds, and that's to signify when New Mexico United were announced as a club. So, again, just one of the traditions that has been drummed up here throughout the USL Championship over the last few years, with so many new clubs, so many new markets being introduced. And of course, have to give credit to the creator, the originator of the Magic Minute, former head coach and technical director Troy Lassane. It's his idea, and it's a tradition that not only happens here at the Lab, but also when the black and yellow faithful travel. What are you seeing so far, Chris?
It's really interesting. It's like every time both teams are guilty of maybe trying to force the final pass a little bit. We saw Vassell made a great run into the channel earlier on and overhit the cross, and then New Mexico United twice in the last 4 minutes just overhit passes without much pressure on them, where they could just recycle the ball, but really trying to squeeze a pass through a lane that's not really there, and it's just running out of play. So maybe a little bit of nerves, realizing how big this game is tonight already so early on in the season. But yeah, just it's a little bit, there's no real rhythm to it right now.
Elijah Martin with the throw-in. Elijah Martin making his 9th start on the season, his 10th appearance. He's got 2 goals in 102 USL Championship appearances between Los Dos, Fresno, and San Diego. Ford Parker will send this one long. Finds Kyle Adams. Kyle Adams, the New Zealander, also played for Real Monarchs previously in 2021, made 29 appearances, scored a goal. Played his college ball for San Diego State University, scored twice in 56 appearances there. And if he looks even more familiar, United fans, it's because he played for RGV from 2018 to 2020. Here's Moon. Tries to get by Harry Swartz, and he's walled off. Hamilton goes down. Foul is called.
I think Hamilton saw that contact coming in when you see it here. I think he's already fallen down, before the contact happens, but he was selling, the ref was buying there.
Replays brought to you by TLC Plumbing. TLC is the leader in New Mexico when it comes to home and business service needs. This is a Fiesta Auto Group free kick here for New Mexico. Will Seymour. 20 clearances so far this season for Seymour. That leads the black and yellow. Back to Boxall. Nico Boxall, also from Auckland, New Zealand. So the pair of center backs for San Diego Loyal, both hailing from Auckland, New Zealand. Nico Boxall came over from SJK, which is in the Finnish First League. Played his college ball at Northwestern, scored 7 times in 76 appearances from 2011 to 2014. Nico's half-brother, or his brother actually, Michael, plays for Minnesota United, the New Zealand national team. So a little bit of talent in that family, right?
Genetics.
You talk about genetics, Nico Boxall, 6 foot, the 30-year-old on the back line for San Diego. This is Martin to throw it in. Elijah Martin out of Fresno, California. Has that poked away by Harry Swartz. Swartz plays it over to Hamilton. Up to Preston. Nico Brett up ahead. Here's Brett. He's got Preston making the run. Brett decides to wait. He's looking for Christian Nava. Nava, what a touch from the 18-year-old. Finds Portillo and actually was looking for Portillo. Perhaps just a miscommunication there. Ball goes off the back of Vassell. Marked by Ryden. Vassell tries to wrap his foot around one and it's blocked. Guido will play it back to Boxall. It's Jack Metcalf, the Liverpool native. Most recently played with Atlanta United 2 in 2019. Graduated from Clemson. Played there in 2013. This deflected by Portillo. It was the run being made by Adams.
And that was an important deflection there by Portillo, because I think that cross there had eyes for Mosho being there, and it would have been interesting, and Ford Parker happy to just see it go wide of the post.
Bank of America corner kick coming up here for San Diego. With over 4,600 locations, convenient banking is just around the corner. This is Charlie Adams to send it in. Missed everybody. It falls to Blake on the far side. Blake crosses back in, sent away by Seymour. Back to Adams, and it's blocked by Nico Brett. New Mexico weathering the storm defensively.
Yeah, that 6-yard box was a mess. There was, I think it was like 10, 12 players from both teams just crowding Ford Parker there. So Ford Parker happy to see it go all the way through the back. Christian Nava got done a little bit inside the box there, but big win by Seymour. Had to clear the danger, and good follow-up by Nico Brett, I think it was.
Celebrating its 75th anniversary, Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship. Choose what you play with at selectsportamerica.com. Select, league's choice, player's choice. Guido. It's this one long. Able to track that one down as Metcalf lays it off for Blake. Englishman sends it to Charlie Adams. Here's Nick Moon now. Nick Moon cuts it back and goes off of Ford Parker. The ball is loose, and Vassell somehow unable to tuck that one away. A golden opportunity for San Diego Loyal.
See Ford Parker there. I think it hit him on the nose or the head, yeah, and it just bounced out. And the one person you do not want that ball falling to is Vassell. And what a glorious chance that was. New Mexico United dodged the bullet, put that over the bar, just waiting for the net to bulge.
Kyle Vassell has 60 professional goals in 301 appearances. So you're talking about a guy that knows how to find the back of the net. He's got 5 goals in 10 appearances so far just this year, and it skips right in front of Parker, and you can see Vassell somehow just gets under it, Chris.
Yeah, and it must have took it just took a little weird bounce off the turf there and popped up a little higher than Ford was expecting. And, you know, he did well to react and made himself big and put Vassell under some pressure, but still, a forward of Vassell's caliber, that was a glorious opportunity.
Yeah, I'd say if Vassell gets that opportunity 100 times, he's going to finish at 99 of them. And for Ford Parker, you have to be quick, and you have to scrub that from your mind. You got to get that confidence back.
That's the thing, yeah, because now, you know, next time the ball, if you're San Diego Loyal, what I'm thinking right now is I'm shooting on sight and I'm trying to get that ball to bounce right in front every time if possible, because Ford Parker's got trust issues with the turf right now.
Boxall rips this one away from Nava. Falls to Parker now, and safe hands there from the Albuquerque native. 30 minutes gone by in this one. Cinco de Mayo here at the Lab, the largest crowd expected here tonight since the 2019 season. Tyler Ortega, Chris Hurst here on hand. Happy to be hanging out with the birthday boy here in the broadcast booth. Got any special plans this weekend, Chris?
I thought you would take me out.
Oh, man. I forgot to make that reservation, man.
I might leave at halftime then.
USL Championship returns to ESPN2 as the back-to-back Eastern Conference title holders, Tampa Bay Rowdies, head west to take on a high-powered Phoenix Rising FC. That's Sunday, May 15th at 9 p.m. Eastern Time on ESPN2. USL final that never was, Phoenix and Tampa Bay were able to spend some time last season with Devin Kerr and got to hear a little bit about how things unfolded on the back end of that, which was very interesting. This ball falls. Here's Nico Brett. Nico Brett holding it off. Hamilton now finds Preston. Preston has his shot blocked by Kyle Adams.
That was better by New Mexico United, a little more patient. I think there could have been 4 shots within that sequence, but they were trying to work the right angle. Preston's second touch just took him a little wider than what he would have wanted, and gave Adams, I think it was, a chance to block that there. But you can see that touch there just takes him just a little wide, gives Adams the chance to get across and cover the ground.
The 6'2", 25-year-old Kyle Adams, he's represented New Zealand's national team at the U17 and U20 levels. Has extensive playing experience here in the USL Championship, as we previously noted. Score update in the top right corner of your screen. Is that ball lucky for San Diego? Harry Swartz was unable to get contact with that. It's going to be another corner kick here for the black and yellow.
And that's what, they did San Diego last weekend as well. I believe it was Adams again, where it just dropped over someone's head. Lucky ricochet, and Tampa Bay were able to capitalize on it. So maybe that's something that New Mexico United have looked at, putting the ball right in that 6-yard box, lots of pace on it, and see where the chips fall.
New Mexico, as we mentioned, searching for their first win in nearly 2 calendar months in league play. This corner is whipped in here, headed away. Here's Swartz. Swartz scoops that one back in. It falls to Weehan, and the shot is blocked. What a defensive recovery. It looked like it might have been Nico Boxall stopping the shot, and Chris Weehan still searching for his first goal of the campaign.
And you could hear it with the crowd, right? Like, as soon as that ball drops to Chris Weehan, you see him shaping up for a shot. That's who the New Mexico United faithful want that to drop to, and that's even with someone with the caliber of Nico Brett on the field. The buzz around Chris Weehan. We know he's going to score at some point. It's just, when is that first one going to hit?
Corner played short. Weehan lays it off here for Portillo. And Portillo connects with Kyle Adams on that one. But yeah, Chris Weehan eclipsing the 10,000 minutes played mark in his last match. Quite the accomplishment. Congratulations going out to Chris Weehan there. I'm sure he would give that right back if he could just score a goal this season. So he comes in with 43 professional goals to his name. Between New Mexico United, he's the club's all-time leading scorer here in black and yellow. Also, of course, playing his first 2 seasons with Reno in 2017-2018. 2017, he's the Rookie of the Year. Had 8 goals in 30 appearances. Followed that up with 4 more goals in 14 appearances. Then got called up by the Quakes, made 6 appearances in MLS for San Jose in 2018, and he's been with New Mexico United since, having a short spell at OC last year. Of course, we know how that ended. Following his transfer in the middle of the season, coming back to New Mexico, single-handedly keeping their playoff hopes alive until the very final match day. Scored 10 goals for New Mexico following his transfer. It's just bizarre to, see, I guess the form that he's been in this year. Just looks like he's not just him, but I mean, between him, Nico, Preston, Zach Prince, these guys are still figuring out the chemistry thing, right? And it's early in the season.
Yeah, for sure, and it is. And Zach Prince always talks about the process. Like, it wasn't going to be snap your fingers and it was all all right. I think, like I say, I think it was just those first 2 games that kind of got everyone maybe a little carried away. I'm sure they didn't within the locker room, and I'm sure they're not getting carried away in the opposite way right now as well. There are lots of positives. Like I say, defensively, you can see San Diego Loyal, they're just overhitting passes, really limiting them to chances, and this is the top scoring team in the USL Championship right now. And yeah, so there are lots of positives early on in the season, but at the end of the day, to win games, 5 games and only having 3 points from 5 games, no matter which way you cut it, that's not the aim of this club. That's not good enough at this point. But again, there are positives to work with. It's just that chemistry, and there are a lot of changes in the attacking third this year.
So it falls to Metcalf. Back to Guido. Here's Schwartz as Moon gets by him with the step over. It falls to Vassell, and Justin Portillo with a timely clearance. As Vassell, you could see his eyes as wide as ever. Weehan frustrated with Mark Allerton. Foul is called, and New Mexico off the restart here.
Do you think Chris Weehan thought he was fouled there?
Just a little bit.
Okay.
Seymour connects with Preston. Here's Schwartz. Cameroonian. Preston Taborda rips that one. And Coquet with the sure hands. Here's Portillo now. Here's Brett. The Jamaican Nico Brett, leading goal scorer this season for New Mexico. 3 goals to his name. Here's Portillo. 3 goals in league play, I should say. Did score against Phoenix Rising in Open Cup play as well. A 2-1 loss in the Valley just a couple of weeks ago. This Loyal side know how hard it is to go and take 3 points at Wild Horse Pass, having done so already this season. And you look at some of the wins already for this Loyal side, Chris. Wins at Phoenix, in Tampa. Some massive wins to start the season. As Ryden blasts this one, and it was rising from the moment it left his foot.
Yeah, some massive wins, and of the 9 games that San Diego have played so far this season, 4 of them they've scored 3 or more goals. So again, that just that just shows how high powered this offense is. I think the only time they failed to score in the league anyway was against Tulsa, the 1-0 loss against Tulsa, and that was very early on. I believe that was March 19th, the last time that New Mexico United won a game. Yep. That was the last time that San Diego drew a blank.
Well, and the tough matches just keep coming for Loyal. You look ahead, a week from now, they're going to be hosting Switchbacks. And Switchbacks, we know how good they are, taking 24 points from their first 9 matches, 8 wins, just 1 loss. They're plus 11 in goal differential already.
Yeah, they've got 19 goals already this season. Incredible. As well, so they're in the top 5 as well. Yeah, it is. Like, they're off to an absolute flyer, the Switchbacks this year.
So, of course, San Diego looking to continue the hot start. This is Jack Blake, the Englishman on Austin Yearwood. Metcalf. Guido now. Guido out of Chula Vista, California. Played for LAFC in 2020. Came out of the Chivas USA Academy. Spent 2 years with LAFC. Never actually made an appearance for them. He's made 45 appearances for San Diego, however, since 2020. Scored 9 times. Seymour fouled there. And Seymour also showing a little bit of frustration there with our official.
Yeah, I just think he thought it could have been called a little earlier. There was a little nervy moment there. I think Seymour was hoping to play the ball back to Ford Parker. Ford Parker wasn't necessarily in the best position to receive that. The first foul was probably before it got to that point that we're seeing there, and he's asking, I think he's asking for a card as well. It looked like he was just gesticulating for that, which, I mean, to be fair, Mushabane, he kind of let Seymour out of jail there. Like when he's facing his own goal, Seymour was clearly struggling there. Just stand your ground, but you see it so often when attacking players are just so eager to try and win the ball and just let the defenders off out of jail for free there.
Hamilton heads that back, and Swartz boots that unintentionally, I think, over at his own technical area. Looked like Junro Narita might have been on the receiving end of that, the academy director and first team assistant coach. There's Elijah Martin. Elijah Martin had his first assist of the season in the last match. He assisted Nick Moon's goal in the 19th minute. Here's Moshe Bain. Gets it right back. Moshe Bain tries to squeeze through. Ultimately dispossessed. Adams to the other Adams, and now back to Coquet. Don't miss a minute of the action in 2022, whether your club is on the road or at home. Catch nearly every second of the USL Championship action on ESPN Plus, home to the USL, MLS, La Liga, the Bundesliga, UFC, and more. Sign up today at plus.espn.com. Here's Hamilton. The Denver native lays it off to Preston Tabordataka. Cross goes in from Preston, and it's met by Kyle Adams out for a Bank of America corner kick.
Started with some great pressing there by Preston. It just wins the ball off Martin, puts the ball into Sam Hamilton. Not many options there in transition for New Mexico United, so decides to go back out of pressing. That's the second time in a row now that he's tried to put an early cross in, trying to find his strike partner, Nico Brett there. So maybe that's something that they've worked on the training ground as well, those early deliveries into the box. Hasn't worked so far tonight, but look for maybe more of those later on.
Second meeting between these two sides. Most recent meeting back in October of last year is one of the United players goes down. He's still down in the box. Play continues, and eventually play is stopped. Can't tell exactly who that is, and in fact, it looks to be Will Seymour. He looks to be in loads of pain. He's clenching perhaps his hand, his wrist.
Not sure the center official here has even realized that he's still down on the ground, or if he has, he certainly isn't paying much attention to it right now.
Looks like Kyle Adams trying to argue his case over to the official as well, and that is perhaps...
It had to be a yellow card though, because San Diego Loyal were on a break, and I think that's the question that Vassell was asking of the official as well, was why not let the play continue and come back and book him later?
So Nico Brett awarded a yellow card in the 43rd minute. That is the first booking of the evening here. Yellow cards brought to you by Wendy's. For every yellow card, New Mexico United fans receive a free breakfast sandwich at participating locations. And now things starting to get a little ugly as Elijah Martin is going to be yellow carded here in the 44th minute.
My first reaction, and we're looking at quite a distance, you know, we're on the opposite side of the field right now from our vantage point. My first reaction is that this was a naughty tackle. I think he comes in, cleats up, two-footed, very, very lucky there. I think maybe his foot just slips to give him the benefit of the doubt there, but he is a very, very lucky boy, and hopefully, I think, is that Hamilton down? Hopefully he comes out from this unscathed, because that was, while I'm not sure it was intentional, it was two-footed, studs were showing. Martin's maybe a little lucky that that's only a yellow card.
Physio out on the pitch for New Mexico. Into the 45th minute, Zach Prince having a quick word with Preston Tabordataka as Sam Hamilton receiving medical attention following a rather tough challenge, save from Elijah Martin. So 2 yellow cards in back-to-back minutes, Chris. That means 2 free breakfast sandwiches at participating Wendy's locations. I know tomorrow's Mother's Day, but you can cheat a little bit on the breakfast, right?
Yeah, I could take my wife there for breakfast. That sounds good. I'm sure she wouldn't mind that for Mother's Day.
Coaching staff of San Diego, Landon Donovan, making his very first trip out to the lab here. Crowd certainly showing up here today as well, as they typically do. We're now into stoppage time. 1 minute of New Mexico Piñon coffee stoppage time. Great coffee, Chris, is a matter of opinion.
Why does that still get me? That's 2 years of this now, and it still makes me giggle.
It is brilliant. Coque Vegas. The Spaniard, most recently played for Mallorca in Spain, made 1 appearance there while on loan from Levante. As this one gets through, Vassell able to get a touch on it, and San Diego have opened the scoring here in stoppage time, stunning the Lab 1-0.
Wow, I mean, where did that come from? And Vassell, the technique he showed, he was on the ground. He bodied Austin Yearwood. Great strength, shows some great strength. And while he's on the ground, he still manages to divert it past Ford Parker, who's left helpless there. And as you said, stunned, like us as well, the whole crowd here. It's just sucked the life out of the crowd here. But there's the long ball there, just bodies Austin Yearwood there. And while he's on his way down, focused only on the ball, great technique. And just what a finish, great finish.
Kyle Vassell out of Milton Keynes, England, scoring his 6th goal of the campaign here tonight. 6th goal in 10 appearances, Chris. And that's going to be the end of the first 45. San Diego drawing first blood on the final kick of the first half.
I mean, and that completely changes everything. Landon Donovan's halftime team talk just got a little bit different, and Zach Prince has just got a little bit more serious as well.
It's halftime. The score is 1-0. San Diego leading New Mexico United, presented by First Financial Credit Union. Halftime also brought to you by the Somos Unidos Foundation, Art, Sport, Unity, and Community. So we'll go ahead and step aside. We'll be back here in just a moment with more of halftime.
For over 50 years, BIOS has been proudly serving New Mexico. We love being a part of this community and the New Mexico United family, and helping everyone from homeowners to home builders create a space that's both beautiful and practical. Shopping local is about more than getting a great deal. It's about supporting your community, your neighbors, your friends. Visit BIOS in Albuquerque and see how shopping local supports your New Mexico community.
There is a place where there are no roads, no conveyances beyond 2 legs or 4. It's a vast swath of land set aside for adventure, for animals, for nature. We're visitors here in America's first designated wilderness, the Gila.
They do a whole lot of talking, but better disrespectful when all of them speaking my name. You cannot walk in my shoes for a minute. I look in your eyes and see we not the same. I'm on the way to the top, yeah. Dripping, I need me a mop, yeah. I went and caught the balloons, now I need to pull the charger out the lot, yeah. Lately been praying a lot, yeah. I'm saying thanks up to God, yeah. I cannot help but to turn when I think of all the blessings I got. I'm still a young kid from New Mexico, just trying to make something out of my life. I see too many real ones slipping, so I'm trying to make sure that I move right.
Welcome back here to the lab, ladies and gentlemen. San Diego Loyal leading New Mexico United 1-0. Tonight's match presented by ExxonMobil, advancing innovative solutions for lower emission energy future. Chris, a goal on the final kick of the first half, completely turning this match on its head.
Yeah, and you can see it's quieting things down for half-time with the crowd here in the lab, and you can see as soon as the goal goes in, camera pans to Landon Donovan, and he just makes the symbol of it's half-time, right? And it was like, what a perfect time.
The standings, 21 points through 8 games played, and then you see the San Diego Loyal side here in 3rd place. New Mexico, following their recent troubles, have slipped below the playoff line all the way down into 10th.
It's, again, early on in the season, but still not seeing New Mexico United on that graphic at all is pretty telling.
Upcoming schedule here on ESPN Plus. Lots of good games. Sac Republic, New York Red Bulls 2, Orange County taking on FC Tulsa. Then we're going to see some interconference play between LA Galaxy and Lou City. Riverhounds taking on El Paso. The Miami FC taking on San Antonio FC. And Hartford doing battle with Red Bulls 2 as well. Celebrating the 100th match here tonight in New Mexico United history. These are some news and notes from around the league, the USLW League, kicking off on Friday, so make sure to catch that. The Championship Player of the Month nominees are out, so make sure to check that out. The list includes Western Conference players like Jordan Farr of San Antonio and Kyle Vassell of San Diego, who we just saw score moments ago. And New Mexico United hosted a toiletry drive to help get some necessary items for those that have been affected and displaced, evacuated from their homes due to some historic, unprecedented fires in Las Vegas, New Mexico, Moran, New Mexico, up around that area. More on that a little bit later as we continue on. More scoreboard from around the league. Atlanta United 2 getting spanked by Lou City 4-0 at full time. A scoreless draw between Legion and Miami FC. El Paso Locomotive going 3-1 over FC Tulsa. And New Mexico playing 90 scoreless minutes on Wednesday in Sacramento. Up next, this is what it looks like for Zach Prince's men. They've got a trip out to the East Coast, taking on Charleston Battery. This is the second time the two clubs do battle after facing each other here at the lab last season. Then we're right back here in 2 weeks. New Mexico True Night, New Mexico hosting Phoenix Rising. That's going to be a massive one. Following that, taking the trip out to Indy 11, seeing their old friend Mark Lowry and Solomon Asante, and then visiting the defending champs in Orange County. And then after that, going back to Northern California, facing Oakland Roots. Let's have a look now at the Team of the Week presented by Clear Audio. There you can see Caldwell from Switchbacks, Fabian Garcia, Mitch Tainter, lots of players from this San Antonio side. You see a couple there from El Paso Locomotive as well, Dylan Mares, Solignac, Haji Berry back in form, and Kubo Torres. That is an all-star team.
That's pretty impressive, isn't it?
So we're going to step aside for just a moment. We'll be back with more halftime on the other side of this.
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Welcome back to the lab here, ladies and gentlemen. 1-0 New Mexico trailing San Diego Loyal. Kyle Vassell scoring in stoppage time to put San Diego on top. Let's go ahead and have a look at the first half stats. As Chris, 5 shots for either side, 2 on target for Loyal, 1 on target for United. Possession relatively even. This has been a good battle so far.
It's been definitely a battle. I mean, you can see like the possession obviously really even. The shots, the 1 shot on target that I remember, I think it's Christian Nava for New Mexico United, and that was a shot that was pretty tame. So I'd say, you know, Goalie is really happy with his night's work so far. He's pretty comfortable, to be fair. Maybe a couple of crosses coming in. He dealt really well with Preston's cross that came in from the right-hand side. But yeah, it's really been a midfield grind, I would say. That's where the main battle for the game has been, and chances have been few and far between.
I mean, and you look at some of these numbers, getting a little bit more granular into some of the stats that we can see here on our side. The passing numbers are fairly even as well. 214 passes for New Mexico, 196 for San Diego. You're seeing the passing accuracy even as well at 81 and about 79. So this has been a very tightly contested battle here tonight. Let's go ahead and have a look at some of these first half highlights. As Christian Nava, as you said, coming through early, Chris, perhaps might have had a good look at goal. Let's see how this first half played out here. This was Nico Brett getting in the box, laying it off. Hamilton then finds Preston, and that one was when Preston's first touch just got a little bit away from him.
Yeah, it was more his second touch there. Just kind of, he wanted to turn and hit it early, and he just felt like he needed to take that extra touch to try and give him a little bit extra space there. And there's the goal there, though, where Vassell just out-muscles Yearwood. I don't know if Yearwood is waiting for maybe Ford Parker to come off his line a little quicker there, and Ford Parker just stops. And Vassell there, just great strength. And as he's falling down to get that accuracy and, to be fair, generate enough power to just knock it past Ford Parker. And, you know, Harry Schwartz didn't have a bid on it as well.
Yeah, and for Kyle Vassell, that is his 6th goal in 10 appearances so far this season. Bounced around all over the lower divisions of England throughout the past about 11, 12 years, as he's played everywhere from Shrewsbury to Blackpool to Fleetwood Town, Chris, most recently playing for Cheltenham Town. Last year scoring twice in League One.
Fleetwood Town, the Cod Army, and fortunately my beloved Sunderland have played them twice this year because of where we find ourselves, but hopefully not for much longer.
So we're going to step aside for just a moment. We've got just under 5 minutes before our second half comes back around. It's Cinco de Mayo here at the Lab.
For over 45 years, we have been roofing New Mexico. Even though you may not know it, you have been covered by one of our roofs at some point. Now we're bringing the same high-quality craftsmanship that protects New Mexico's commercial buildings into the residential marketplace. Get a commercial quality roof on your home today. National Roofing, local company, national name.
Call 883-3000 or visit nationalroofing.com.
Well, folks, it's only 8 a.m. and it's going to be another hot one. Today's high is 85 degrees with lows ranging in the upper 50s. Tomorrow's more of the same, plus some light wind coming in from the northeast. Coming up at 8:30, Paulstown exclusive.
Babe, it's 8 a.m.
Fried chicken, better with Pepsi.
Game time.
as a first-generation college certificate and associates, or even some kind of training, they're going to have that flexibility for you. My time at CNM has showed me that I can dream bigger than what I ever thought I could for myself. At CNM, you're not just a student, you're part of the family.
Back here at the lab, Tyler Ortega, the birthday boy, Chris Hurst, celebrating the Cinco de Mayo theme night here tonight as San Diego Loyal making the trip out to Albuquerque for the first time in club history. As I mentioned earlier, these two teams meeting once previously in San Diego. That game back on October 17th of 2021. Douglas Martinez scoring first for San Diego in the 61st minute, and then Ilya Illich with the stoppage time equalizer at the death in the 90th minute, and then 4 minutes into stoppage time. So 202 days since that last meeting, and of course it's been 202 days since Armando Moreno went down in that match with a torn ACL, yet to make his return. And we've seen Moreno making some progress recently. We've seen him doing some jogging over at training. So good signs there, of course, for New Mexico. Is anytime you're missing a good player like Armando Moreno, it's going to have an impact, right?
Oh, I mean, 100%. I mean, you know, we talked a bunch about it in the first half here. The thing that is lacking right now a little bit for New Mexico United is the offensive side. And yeah, when you're missing someone like Armando Moreno, he could be the spark that maybe the team is missing right now.
So Chris, we've got just a couple of moments here before our second half. What do you think the message was in the New Mexico United locker room?
I think Zach Wins will be very disappointed that, you know, I'm not sure it was lack of concentration, but when it's so late in the half, that's what coaches tend to put it down to, is just that not being able to finish the half and going at 0-0. That changes the halftime team talk massively. Being on level terms with a team that is tearing it up, to be fair. And yeah, to give away a goal that is just more through desire rather than, you know, any kind of skill or anything like that. Was just, you know, Vassell was just so much stronger in that moment and just showing that desire to want to score that goal. So, I mean, the one thing it does do for New Mexico United, it means they have to score in the second half. So maybe we'll see a little bit more of an open, expansive style from them in the second half here, where they really go for it.
Couple of subs for Landon Donovan and the San Diego Loyal side entering the match. Midfielder Colin Martin and defender Grant Stoneman. They'll replace Tumi Moshobane and Elijah Martin. Second half underway. San Diego Loyal lead 1-0 following a goal from Kyle Vassell on the final kick of the first half. And immediately a yellow card has been shown to Colin Martin. That was his first action here today. The halftime sub. Substitutions brought to you by REDW, CPAs, and advisors. There's no substitution for integrity. And also, just want to clarify one thing is we do see another booking here as Colin Martin goes into the book, 46th minute. It is one free breakfast sandwich per fan. Per fan, not per yellow card. So apologize for getting everybody so excited. Even I got excited about that, but it is per fan. Here's Swartz. Cross goes in, headed out by Boxall.
I'm glad you cleared that up, because I thought it was just two sandwiches, period, and people just had to kind of fight and duel it out to get one of those two sandwiches.
Harry Swartz called for the foul there as goes through the back of Vassell. Swartz and Vassell just having a couple of words. I'm sure just asking each other for their Instagram handles and follow each other after the game. So it looks like Stoneman has slid in as a center back alongside Boxall. And Adams has leaked out. Ball was looking for Moon there. It was pulled back by Will Seymour. Preston to Bordataka. A few opportunities so far here today, and that's a great ball played forward by Harry Swartz. Preston on the end of this one. Step over, Preston tries to cross it. Gets it right back, falls to Hamilton now. Hamilton, three defenders in his way, and it was Grant Stoneman making the stop. Here's Yearwood now. Yearwood. Yearwood tried to cross it, ran out of real estate, and it's going to be a Bank of America corner kick. Austin Yearwood, 68th appearance for New Mexico United. This is his 59th start. Scored the only goal of his professional career last year in Week 9 against San Antonio FC. You might have seen it. It was the 2021 USL Championship Goal of the Year. Happened right on this goal. Wehan. And just under that one, here's Christian Nava now. Christian Nava! And he just sends it wide. And Nava was looking for his first professional goal. And perhaps the best opportunity Nava will get tonight.
Are you okay there, buddy?
That was exciting. I'm excited. I'm excited for the kid, right?
No, for sure. And
this is big time.
The way he made Vassell, you know, a veteran, the way he made him miss there, he just dinked it over him there, and I thought it just wasn't going to settle for him. He just got that little touch just to get the ball out from under his feet, and you can tell a lot by goalkeepers' reactions. Goalkeeper wasn't sure. He was not sure that was going around the right side of the post for him. Wrong for New Mexico United.
Christian Nava, the 18-year-old, the first New Mexico United Academy player to get minutes to start for this club, the youngest player in club history. Played his high school ball 10 minutes away from us right here at the lab over at Albuquerque High School. Swartz is ran down by Moon. Foul is called. Quick restart. You know, and you know that first goal is coming for Nava, right? It's just a matter of when, not if. Speaking of, there was 45 making the run on the end of that one now.
It's a lively start to the second half. New Mexico United have come out the blocks pretty quick here in the second half, pushing back, testing out that new look back line for San Diego Loyal. Interesting. Score a goal right before halftime, and Landon Donovan doesn't rest on his laurels there and just kind of goes, all right, we're going to change it. Something wasn't good enough. Let's change it and make sure that they desperately want to come away with the 3 points and go back to back.
So it falls to Blake here, Metcalf. Guido now. Guido gets well under that. Parker will take the goal kick quickly. Boxall and Stoneman not to be caught napping. Falls back to Coquet. Came up through the youth system at Espanyol. Spent 8 years in the Spanish lower levels, where he made 75 appearances, including league and cup play. So you talk about an experienced goalkeeper, Chris, coming into this side here for San Diego Loyal. Made his professional debut in 2016 when he was playing for Levante's B side against Gimnastic. It's a 1-1 draw on September 4th. Coming into this match, he's conceded 11 goals in 8 appearances. New Mexico hoping to add to that total here tonight. No luck thus far. It's Portillo now. A bad giveaway there by Justin Portillo, and lucky to win that one back.
Yeah, he dove in there, so I think if he hadn't won that probably would have been a card, but got away with it, won the ball back, great reaction.
Here's Swartz. He's got options. Cross is blocked by Kyle Adams. The New Zealander getting in to thwart the attack. Boxall wins that header. Going to ground there. Ball still bouncing around the 18. And Metcalf eventually will clear the danger. Looked like Blake was trying to win a foul call there at the top of the box, and official wasn't buying. Ryden battling with Vassell, and the veteran Vassell wins this one. Finds Moon. He's got loads of space. Here's Nick Moon. Cuts it back and laid it off. Did Nick Moon. Perhaps a miscommunication between him and Vassell, and eventually Christian Nava taken down by Kyle Adams. And the official's going to stop play, and Kyle Adams will see yellow.
And you can see what maybe some of the conversation from Zach Prince at halftime was about, maybe the tempo, because you see every time there's a stoppage in play and New Mexico United have possession, they try and get on with the game and try and get it started quickly. Even Christian Nava there, hand on the ball, tries to play quickly, then realizes he's actually hurt, and now he's hobbling around trying to walk off a little knock he got there. But now the conversation has to be, get the ball to Christian Nava's feet, get at Kyle Adams as much as possible, because on a yellow card he has to be very, very careful. And as we know, Christian Nava is a box of tricks, to say the least.
Yeah, that's definitely one way of saying it. Kalen Ryden, the Oklahoma native, third season in black and yellow, won the championship in 2019 with Real Monarchs, and then made his way across the Southwest here to Albuquerque. Planting some roots down here in the 505 is Ryden. He and his wife have bought a house here and started making this their home. It's always great to see when these players like this that are not only so good on the pitch, but Kalen Ryden, you talk about one guy that's loves to be involved in the community. You see him always at clinics and camps and taking pictures, signing autographs with the kids. It's excellent to see them staying here and planting roots.
Yeah, and that's almost something that's kind of like on the interview process, right?
Right.
For any players that come in, is how active this club is within the community. That's something that is definitely in the job description for each of these players.
And speaking of the club being active in the community, it was something that we touched on briefly during the halftime, but some massive, massive wildfires going on in northern New Mexico. Our best wishes to our fellow New Mexicans battling the blaze. It's the Calf Canyon fire, and there's another one up there as well that have joined to make a super fire of sorts, and there's thousands of people have been evacuated, hundreds of homes burned. So New Mexico United, they figured out, what can we do to help our fellow New Mexicans? Well, they put out a call to action on Tuesday afternoon. It was about 4 o'clock local time, and they said, we've got 48 hours, bring us as much stuff as we can. The club actually contacted the people over at these volunteer centers where the evacuees were being housed. They figured out what exactly they needed. They put the word out to their supporters, and less than 48 hours later, there was over 20 bins full of necessary items that the club then drove down and took to those evacuees. So just a small piece of the activity in the community, and it goes even further than that. This is a club that you traditionally see, Chris, at the top of the USL charts when it comes to merchandise. Part of the proceeds of every sale this weekend, whether it's in-store here at the stadium, online, part of the proceeds of every sale going to those fire victims as well. So, again, big-time stuff here from New Mexico for the community, and big stuff from the community in answering the call.
Yeah, and it's awful that it has to happen, but it's awesome the way that people have reacted to it. We look out our window right here, we can see the fire up in the Hemes, and I know there's a fire creeping ever closer to Los Alamos as well, and all those people up there are worried about possibly evacuating as well, which is another one of the bigger towns in New Mexico that might be hit by it, but obviously we hope for good news. So yeah, obviously thinking for everyone affected by that, and well done everyone at New Mexico United and in the community for stepping up for those guys as well.
Adams tries to thread this one through. Ford Parker's there. Hamilton to Portillo. Portillo, we've already seen a couple of challenges from Portillo today that if he doesn't get right, he can easily be booked. And this was part of the frustration that we saw from him last game. And there's a nutmeg from Nick Moon. Nick Moon making the run. What a save from Ford Parker. One-on-one with Nick Moon, who is looking to bag a goal in back-to-back matches. And now New Mexico looking to counter. Here's Weehan. Has that one poked away by Boxall. It falls to Preston. He's got Brett and Weehan on either side. Goes off to Brett. Preston goes down, trying to win a call. Not going to get it. And things have calmed down momentarily here. But wow, what a big-time save from Ford Parker.
Yeah, Nick, when you were saying back-to-back games, the goal against Tampa Bay last weekend, couple of step-overs, cutting inside off the left flank, and bends one in the top corner. Absolutely great goal. So dangerous with the ball at his feet. And you could see there, just pops the ball through Seymour's legs there and through on goal. Ford Parker cannot be understated how well he did there. Stayed big, didn't go down too early, made the target as small as possible. Great save. Probably give him a lot of confidence after that little mishap in the first half.
And credit to Nick Moon, the 25-year-old. Spent the last 2 seasons with Indy 11. He scored 5 times in 45 appearances. Scored 12 goals in college. He played at Milwaukee in 71 appearances there. He's also got experience in USL League 1 and USL League 2 as well. Playing for Lansing Ignite, Fresno Fuego, and Lane United. '59th minute here at the Lab. Massive crowd on hand here today. The early kickoff. Getting some nice weather here for this Cinco de Mayo celebration. Here's Nava. Christian Nava looking for Preston. That ball is headed back to Coquet.
Metcalf did really well there. You can see Preston was just trying to peel off his shoulder there, just a little under hit by Nava, but Nava, every single time he touches the ball, looking to play forwards, looking to make something happen. Again, I would like to see him with the ball at his feet running at Adams a little more. Sorry, not Adams. My apologies. Adams, left back there. Got the yellow card, 5 minutes ago?
Right.
And really hasn't had a chance to get at him, because Christian Nava, when he's running at defenders, absolutely terrifying.
Guido going to be called for the foul. There's a couple of players on the pitch. There's Kalen Ryden on your screen. Just off to the side of him there. Now you get the scope. It's Jack Blake, the player down for Loyal. The 2 buddies, Kalen Ryden, Jack Blake, both ailing right now. And Ryden, this is massive. He's making his first start tonight since opening day. He did get subbed on in the 57th minute on Wednesday night in Sacramento. That was his first action since that opening night match. This be big time here as we're looking over to the touchline for New Mexico, and looks like we're going to see a sub here for the black and yellow. And we are indeed. So substitution here for New Mexico. It's going to be Daniel Bruce entering the match, replacing Preston Tabordataka. On the other side, it looks like we're going to see Andrew Carlton checking in for San Diego as he replaces the injured Jack Blake. Substitutions, of course, brought to you by REDW CPAs and advisors. There's no substitution for integrity. So Ryden stays on the pitch. He looks to be just fine. Jack Blake exits the match. Carlton on the pitch here for San Diego Loyal. The 21-year-old Andrew Carlton out of Powder Springs, Georgia. This is his 66th professional appearance. Some experience in MLS, some experience in USL. Also got an appearance under his belt in Costa Rica. Most recently made 1 appearance, played 45 minutes for ADR Jicaral in Costa Rica. He's a halftime sub. Made 11 appearances for Atlanta United of MLS. Some disciplinary issues that were well documented. So it's good to see him back here with San Diego, finding a footing once again here in USL Championship.
I was interested to see what might change once Daniel Bruce came on. Obviously, pretty much exclusively. He's been played as pretty much exclusively on the right wing back, right wing. Looks like he's just jumped straight up top. It's Nava, Brett, and Bruce as the front 3 with Weehan just behind them. And immediately, as soon as he came on the field, he was looking to stretch the game. He's looking to run channels behind. So clearly, that's something that they've got the message around the team to maybe be a little bit more direct, and looking for Daniel Bruce in behind there.
Well, Daniel Bruce scored 3 goals last year at Colorado Springs and Real Monarchs, and then scored at home against Real Monarchs in the regular season finale. So not foreign to finding the back of the net. And of course, who can forget the banger that he scored in 2019, which, yeah, maybe probably should have won goal of the year. The two Englishmen going at it, Bruce and Metcalf. Bruce out of Warrington, England. Metcalf out of Liverpool, whose Reds dropped a couple of points this morning.
I knew you couldn't resist mentioning that.
It was far from ideal result on the other side as well, as Tottenham are in the top 4 chase. This is Daniel Bruce. Daniel Bruce, marked by the New Zealander, Nico Boxall. Yearwood, Portillo now. Looking for his 3rd assist on the season is Justin Portillo. Here's Hamilton, finds Bruce on the through ball. Here's Daniel Bruce. Bruce tried to cross it, and it's going to be a goal kick.
It's that energy, though. You can see as soon as he stepped on the field, Daniel Bruce, he's brought that little bit urgency, I guess is probably the word there. As soon as he gets the ball, he's trying to get in behind. He's trying to get in behind. You can see he was desperate to try and get that back onto his right foot. But defended really well, kept on the left foot and just kicked it there. It looks like he maybe kicked the ground. He's actually limping a little bit.
Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access, on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern. Plus, hear live matches from the USL, MLS, English Premier League, and more. All on Sirius XM FC 157 and the SXM app. Here's Martin. Martin has that one poked away from behind, and now Bruce lays it off Nico Brett. And Martin able to make the recovery. New Mexico still in possession, and Nico Brett just sends it wide. The Jamaican looking for his 4th goal on this USL Championship season.
Daniel Bruce streaking through there. You were just everyone was screaming in the crowd like, just hit it, just hit it, just hit it. Just wouldn't settle down for him. And then you think the chance is gone, and out of nowhere, just a slight mistouch, and Nico Brett, out of absolutely nothing, manages to get a left foot. And you see, it looks like the chance is gone. Out of nothing, as soon as he gets an opportunity, he's pulling the trigger, and just about nearly caught him off guard there.
Yearwood. Portillo now. Here's Christian Nava. Weehan plays this one out wide here on the near side for Yearwood, who tracks it down. Austin Yearwood back to Christian Nava now. Nava, cross, back post. Nick Moon wins the header ahead of Harry Swartz. Weehan over to Hamilton. Swartz, good ball in. Harry Swartz, flag stays down, and it's going to be a Bank of America corner kick here for the black and yellow. New Mexico lately, Chris, starting to find these short windows of opportunity.
Yeah, you can see there just, again, a little more patient, but it's the speed of the ball, the tempo. It's definitely increased since halftime. And yeah, there's just that little bit more urgency, and San Diego is starting to maybe wobble a little bit. Maybe the altitude's starting to take effect a little bit. The heat, the altitude, it all. The pitch is a little heavy maybe. So yeah, it's positive signs right now for New Mexico United.
Portillo, corner goes in. Harry Swartz at the back post, and no foul's going to be called. It'll be a free kick going the other way for San Diego Loyal. You mentioned the elevation. San Diego, for comparison, I mean, obviously their coastline, 62 feet is the elevation for San Diego officially listed, according to the Google machine. Parts of Albuquerque, for comparison, over a mile in elevation. So definitely something to keep your eye on here as the next 23 minutes and change go by. And not only that, but the travel too, right? Like, it's got to be catching up to you, New Mexico, on a tighter time frame than Loyal having the midweek match in Sacramento on Wednesday. But Loyal have definitely been racking up the frequent flyer miles as they were out in Tampa Bay just last Saturday.
And the change in time zones as well, that definitely affects you as well. But players are so well looked after these days. It's mitigated as much as it can be.
This is Nico Boxall coming up to take this free kick. Ryden clears the danger. This is Carlton battling with Hamilton in the midfield. No foul called. Score update. Riverhounds leading Legion 1-0, 72nd minute. Here's Nick Moon. Chases this one down on the far side. Picked up by Harry Swartz. Nick Moon cuts it back. Moon does well to create some space. Cross comes in and it's poked away. Hamilton goes outside of the boot with the clearance. Finds Nico Brett. And back to Boxall. Nico Boxall, 7 caps for the New Zealand national team. Spent the last couple of years in the Veikkausliiga, which is in Finland, the top flight. He played for SJK. This is Boxall's first season in American soccer, turning pro in the 2014-2015 season. Falls into Nico Brett here, and Boxall clears it out.
So an unfortunate start for New Mexico United. Now that we're out the 69th minute of the Oakland Roots game was the last time New Mexico United scored. Sergio Rivas, Oakland Roots, the second goal for New Mexico United that evening. It's the last time that the team has found the net.
It's 3 matches ago, 4 matches ago. Tonight's the 4th match.
Tonight's the 4th, yeah.
Offensive struggles continue here as the well seems to be running dry for New Mexico early in the season. There's no doubt they got to figure it out, right? This is so early in the season, as we touched on earlier in the broadcast. Still building that chemistry, still figuring things out. You got a first-year head coach in Zach Prince. Here's Weehan. Has that one poked away by Adams. Moon now. Plenty of space. Cuts in. Here goes Nick Moon. He's marked by Seymour. Quite the pace on Nick Moon. Just a little dribbler to Fort Parker, no issue.
And there's Nick Moon again, cutting in from that left-hand side, and he just glides with the ball at his feet. So much pace, terrifying for defenders, and any opportunity he gets, willing to pull the trigger.
Hearing whispers of an upcoming substitution, and there you see Austin Yearwood sit down, and it looks like the substitution will occur right now, actually, as first get the sub in here for San Diego. It's going to be Evan Conway entering the match as he replaces Nick Moon. And on the other side, going down injured, Austin Yearwood will exit the match as he's replaced by Radio Vuka. The Congo Soldier is Radio Vuka's nickname, still searching for his first USL Championship goal. He scored his first goal in black and yellow in the Open Cup against Las Vegas Legends in a 5-0 win. That match actually took place right across the street from us here at the University of New Mexico Soccer Complex. So there's the board. Ovuka subbed in for Yearwood. And the good thing for United fans is that Yearwood is walking off under his own power, no noticeable limp.
Yeah, that's the really good news, yeah, because when he sat down, you think, oh no, here we go again. You know, you get one back in Kalen Ryden and lose a defender in Austin Yearwood. That's not what the New Mexico United faithful would want.
So Ovuka will come in here for the last 18 minutes plus stoppage. His first season here in American soccer as well. Most recently played in Ghana in the Ghanaian Premier League. Played for Accra Hearts of Oak. They were the 2020-2021 Ghanaian Premier League and Ghanaian FA Cup champs, where Ovuka was the first choice left back, made 45 appearances for the club, scoring 1 goal. Looking to replicate that success here in New Mexico. So you watch him, he has loads of potential, Chris, but very raw talent.
Yeah, very raw. And you've seen it, a couple of times, but he finds himself in some great positions, but he's just miss-hit crosses, like the last home game I remember, he put one over the bar against Sac Republic in a decent area with his left foot, just blazed across over the bar as well, so needs some polishing, but as a young player, bags of talent and bags of potential.
Ovuka just 22 years old as Nico Brett is through, and Brett forces the save from Koke, and this is going to be another Bank of America corner kick coming up here for the black and yellow. The shots starting to add up here, Chris. New Mexico, you're feeling like they're going to bust through sooner or later.
Yeah, you can see, and Nico Brett there just tried to sneak it in at the near post there. Great save. Lots of concentration there needed rather than letting it sneak in at the near post.
Corner goes in, rising up, it's Seymour. He gets first contact, and Loyal try to clear it away. Carlton does not do well there, and luckily Koke out to gobble that one up.
Yeah, Koke did well there to read, because San Diego Loyal were all over the place in the 18-yard box. That little misplaced header caused absolute pandemonium there. Showed all his experience coming out, calming the situation, just diving on the ball and smothering it.
So we have official numbers here tonight. 12,079 fans here at the Lab for this Cinco de Mayo matchup. The first time San Diego Loyal has visited New Mexican soil. This is the biggest crowd since 2019 here at the Lab, Chris, and I will say, following the last couple of years with what everybody has gone through, this is incredible to be back in this fashion. Ovuka cross goes back post, and it's headed away by Conway. Looks like Carlton, I believe, is going to be down for San Diego. Didn't exactly see what happened there, but that is Andrew Carlton.
Radio Ovuka there as he was just going past him. I think he was just, he's got very long limbs, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
His whole arms and legs, and as he broke that tackle there, because he's so powerful for a young guy, I think he just caught him maybe with a forearm in the face as he was running by, but it was completely accidental there as he just moves there. Yeah, just a little nudge with his forearm maybe.
Andrew Carlton listed at just 5'7". Radio Ovuka, well, I don't have his official height right in front of me accessible. If I had to guess, seeing him in person, he's got to be at least 6 foot.
Yeah, at least. Yeah, he's a unit as well. There, you can see as soon as he broke that challenge as well, he just kind of gobbles up the meters as he's heading towards the end line. And this time, put a decent ball in. Had to be dealt with at the back post as well, but did put a decent cross in.
So Carlton up on his feet, walking along the sideline. Looks to be okay. Should get back to the action here. Stoneman walking over as Weehan is having a word with our official Mark Allaton. So drop ball, and we're back underway. Here's Ovuka. Stoneman heads that one away. Portillo, excellent ball for Harry Swartz on the far side. Here's Swartz, wraps his foot around one, almost fell to Bruce. Stoneman once again. Header comes up, what a save! And Loyal able to preserve the clean sheet as New Mexico once again knocking on the door.
Knocking on the door is right. Yeah, it was just, you were just waiting for someone to stick a boot on there. We thought it was going to fall for Daniel Bruce, bobbling around in the 18-yard box. Another header that goes straight up in the air. Great win by Sam Hamilton, I think. Daniel Bruce swings a leg at it.
Vassell is through on goal, and Vassell just sends that one wide. Sorry to cut you off there, as Kalen Ryden had to get back, and get back quick.
It was out to nothing, right? And now, just before that little flurry in the San Diego Loyal penalty area, I was just about to say, it seems like San Diego Loyal have kind of made their decision that they're going to sit back and kind of try and absorb some pressure, maybe catch New Mexico United on the counter-attack. And there we are right there, where a ball up with Vassell, and he's just so mobile. He can handle two centre-backs by himself and causing all kinds of issues as well.
Vassell, you talk about an absolute unit. Bank of America corner kick, played well long there to the top of the box. Adams tries to poke it through for Conway. Ovuka is there. The acceleration possessed by Radio Ovuka. And here we're going to see a card pulled out, and it's going to be a red card. Colin Martin shown his second yellow here in the 79th minute as Christian Nava went down, and San Diego will be with 10 men for the remainder of regulation, and things just got interesting.
See there, Christian Nava just gets a little tight, and it's his trailing leg catches Christian Nava on the back of his scarf, and Christian Nava, I think there, he made the most of it. You can't blame him really. And Martin, I think it was his first touch after half-time. It was a yellow card, and yeah, he's maybe a little leggy again, talking about the conditions, the heat, the altitude. Now, what San Diego didn't need was going down to 10 men as well.
Colin Martin was a halftime sub, and he will exit the match with a red card here in the 80th minute. That is not how you draw it up if you're Landon Donovan. So New Mexico, a man up. What an opportunity here for the home side, Chris. They were already showing promise prior to that red card, and now it's just a matter of executing as they're 11 v 10 now. Kyle Adams plays that one back, and things looking a little shaky for the guys in white right now.
Yeah, and going back to the point I alluded to earlier on, I thought they were pretty much dropping back and trying to hold on to what they've got. I don't anticipate them to venture much past the halfway line for the remainder of the game here, unless it's through Vassell. But they were basically a 4-5-1 leading up to that red card. It's now a 4-4-1. Yeah, so it's going to be really interesting to see if New Mexico United have the patience, because even though it's later in the game, they still need to have patience. They can't force it. It's going to be really hard to pull San Diego out of their shape. They have to be patient. They have to move the ball and see if they can capitalize on any chances they create.
Ovuka heads this one forward, finds Guido. There's Vassell now. And just two substitutions made for Zach Prince so far, bringing on Daniel Bruce, Radio Ovuka. You still look at this bench, Chris. You have Jerome Kiesewetter, who's a proper number 9. We know his pedigree and what he's able to do. So perhaps you might need a fresh pair of legs, another tall target in the box. He might be one you look to as the seconds pass by late in this match. Portillo now. Goes wide to Swartz. Here's Harry Swartz. Swartz finds Brett Bruce, pokes that one back now. Ovuka. Ovuka gets through. Radio Ovuka unleashes one. And what a save from Koke. And it just seems, Chris, for whatever reason, whatever keeper that's playing New Mexico United is just having a lights-out match. And it started in Phoenix with Lunt. It continued here with Farr in San Antonio. Obviously in Sacramento, going scoreless New Mexico. And then here tonight, Koke Vegas making a number of massive saves.
Yeah, I mean, in that one, where did that come from? Looking around, people are kind of... Radio Ovuka just out of nowhere just dances through defenders and unleashes an absolute smasher. Lucky for San Diego, it was straight at him. It was straight down his throat. So he would have had to, commit one way or the other to get out of the way of it. But yeah, like you said, it's an unfortunate theme for the thousands and thousands of fans that New Mexico United have show up to the games that goalkeepers tend to stand on the head in this building.
Well, and we talk all the time about the crowd here and the atmosphere, but as much as that fires up the guys down in black and yellow, coming in as a visitor, that has to fire you up as well, and that helps you take your play up to another level.
No, 100%. Like, that'll be one of every single team that comes in the building will say, take the crowd out of the game. Try and take them out of the game and get them on the players' backs potentially, and that's what, that's why a lot of whenever teams score, you see them celebrate in front of the fans 9 times out of 10.
Right. Conway dispossessed there by Sam Hamilton, and Hamilton gives it right back to Guido. Vassell, look at the motor on Kyle Vassell. 84th minute, and he's still out there sprinting as hard as he can.
Just watching Sam Hamilton there, he's feeling his hamstrings. Oh, I hope that's just a little bit of cramp. But putting that little sprint in there, he certainly felt something in the back of his leg there.
Well, looking at the New Mexico United sideline, Kiesewetter does look to be warming up here, so we may see a late cameo. The German striker, and Hamilton now has gone to ground.
I hope that's just cramp, because like I say, he was stretching out right in front of us, and it was definitely upper part of his leg, on the back of his left leg it looked like, and hopefully that's just a touch of cramp.
It must be. He's calling over his teammate Daniel Bruce to help him stretch. As a reminder, it is very, very hot here today. So we started cracking 90 degrees over the past couple of days. 90 degrees again here today. And this is not exactly San Diego, just 6% humidity here. And so we will indeed see the substitution made. It's Jerome Kiesewetter entering the match as he replaces Sam Hamilton. Kiesewetter, this is his 3rd appearance on the season, all 3 coming as a sub. He was acquired from FC Tulsa in a trade where New Mexico sent Brian Brown the other way. Kiesewetter, he spent time at Inter Miami, FC Tulsa, and Sac Republic over the previous 3 seasons. Had an incredible campaign in 2019 with El Paso Locomotive, just prior to that as well. Ovuka wins the header. Vassell, and Ryden's going to be called for the foul, and Vassell is getting frustrated. Ryden trying to plead his case. This is going to be a Fiesta Auto Group free kick here for the visitors. Into the 86th minute, we are. Red card shown to Colin Martin in the 79th minute. New Mexico unable to generate any real opportunities since then. Adams will take this header, and it goes right over the bar. So Vassell now has been shown a yellow card to go along with his goal here tonight. So 87th minute yellow for Kyle Vassell. Here's Weehan. New Mexico looking to capture a point here at home. Into the 88th minute we go. Tyler Ortega, Chris Hurst here on hand. Over 12,000 fans here today for these Cinco de Mayo celebrations here at the Lab. That ball was rocketed in from Ovuka. And Nava goes to ground, gets right back up. And that shows you how agile of a player Christian Nava is. Shot is blocked. The official seemed to have played the advantage.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't understand how he got up and still had the ball there. He literally got fouled, or, I mean, at least knocked down, but he just pops up so quickly. He's got such a low center of gravity. He's up so quickly, and before you know it, he's trying to have a shot as well. Must be a nightmare to defend.
We saw it last time we were here against San Antonio when he got that start. He was up jumping for headers. He's only 5'3". He's jumping up against guys that are 6'5", 6'6". The competitor never questioned in Christian Nava. Here's Guido. That was exactly what you didn't want from that corner if you were New Mexico. All the way out to the halfway line already. Are loyal. And now Guido has gone down. Guido pops right back up.
I couldn't tell if he wanted help up or
right,
but he kept scooting further and further away from the sideline. And I mean, you know, there's no secret. Down to 10 men, you've got a 1-0 lead. Of course, you're going to try and kill the clock.
Right.
That's why Vassell got his yellow card earlier on for doing his bit for the team as well. So it's no surprise to see it.
Here's Portillo, finds Christian Nava. He's got loads of space. Nico Brett. Here's the Jamaican looking for his 4th goal on this season. New Mexico looking for a point here today. Vassell making Kalen Ryden work for every single one of those balls. This is Seymour now. So going on nearly 300 minutes consecutive of scoreless football, our New Mexico United. As that ball bounces off of Conway's face, here's Harry Swartz. Back to Christian Nava. Swartz again. Flag stays down.
I wondered why you'd gone quiet. You were doing math.
I was trying to. I mean, that's a good old little bit of in the head math, so I hope that's relatively correct as Kiesewetter looked to play the cross in, and it's going to be a throw in here for New Mexico. So we are into stoppage time. 6 minutes of New Mexico Piñon Coffee stoppage time. Great coffee is a matter of opinion. And they're calling a handball against Kiesewetter before all of that happened. So let's see if we can see that here on the replays. There it was right there. That's the handball they called as Adams.
I mean,
unless
your arms become invisible, I'm not sure what Kiesewetter was supposed to do there. It's not like his arms were in an unnatural position other than he tried to put one behind his back to hide it. But yeah, I mean, there we go.
So 1 minute already gone by of the 6 allotted stoppage time minutes. Time is ticking for New Mexico to grab a point here. Seymour. Here's Weehan. Gets it back from Brett. Looking for Ovuka. Here on the near side, Radio Ovuka able to chase that one down, and it's going to be a corner kick for New Mexico. Or no, actually, offside flag is up on Radio Ovuka. Koke sends this one long. Back to Boxall. And you got to give credit where it's due, Chris. San Diego, they've come in, executed their game plan down to a T, despite going down to 10 men, still able to maintain defensively. This is another great performance for Landon Donovan and his men.
Yeah, I mean, other than smothering some shots, I mean, Koke's had some, a bit more to do in the last 10, 15 minutes, but still, it's been relatively comfortable. There was the Christian Nava shot where he was scrambling a little bit. Radio Vuka right at him. So there's been a few sighters. There's definitely been more chances in the second half, I'd say, for New Mexico United, but still keeping them at arm's length.
Here's Avuka, double teamed. Portillo. Spin cycle. Justin Portillo crosses this one in. Daniel Bruce off the woodwork. Harry Swartz is equalizing stoppage time. 1-1. New Mexico has tied it up. Harry Swartz once again. It's his third goal of the campaign. And all 12,000 plus here at the lab are on their feet.
Finally it happened. And as Koke pushed the initial shot onto the post, and it was from Daniel Bruce, because that was going in the top corner. You could just feel the sinking feeling of this. Another goalkeeper's going to absolutely pull off a blinding save here. But luckily for New Mexico United, drops to Harry Schwartz. I think he just toe pokes it.
Yeah,
didn't care. That one there, it's going in the top corner. What a save that is! And how unlucky for San Diego Loyal that it drops to Harry Schwartz. But how fortunate for Harry Schwartz that it does drop and just smashes it home to the delight of everyone.
The composure from Harry Swartz, his third goal on this season, and what a time for it to come at, as San Diego have conceded the equalizer here in stoppage time. What a goal. And that goal by itself, Chris, sure, it's a point here at home in front of your biggest crowd in the last 3 years. A goal like that can energize you going forward.
Yeah, especially so late in the game. The same as that kind of knocked the wind out of the stadium at the end of the first half with such a late goal at the end of the first half, from San Diego Loyal. Like this last 2-3 minutes here, it's going to be interesting to see, if New Mexico United, can they generate one more chance before the end of the game here?
Radio Vuka shown a yellow card. Red and yellow cards both presented by Wendy's. The Wizard, Harry Swartz, with the equalizer. And stoppage time here. And the final minute of stoppage time, I'm sure we may see another due to the goal that was scored. It's not over yet. San Diego looking to steal 3 points on the road here at the lab. Bruce tries to clear that one away. This is Conway. Ryden. And not very often does Kalen Ryden miss on a clearance. Luckily for New Mexico, San Diego unable to capitalize. Far too often, Chris, we have these matches here at the lab, and I don't want to say far too often, but more so recently, where it's the home side conceding in stoppage time and giving up the draw. And that is the full-time whistle here at the lab. New Mexico with a stoppage time equalizer, stealing a point here at home. 1-1 with San Diego Loyal. Chris, real quick, your thoughts on that game?
You can tell how the end of the game went because New Mexico United players are angry that the game's over. They felt like they had the momentum there to maybe go on, and obviously with the goal, we thought they maybe had an extra minute or two here at the end, but not to be. Great point under the circumstances. You go into injury time, a goal down, you've got to take it. But yeah, I mean, good point at the end with against one of the top teams in the league right now.
Let's go ahead and get into our post-match awards. Harry Swartz is your Pepsi Man of the Match, scoring in stoppage time the equalizer, his third goal of this season. Massive, massive goal for Harry Swartz. Your play of the match and save of the match here were Ford Parker making the big save in the 57th minute. Nick Moon got through one-on-one. Ford Parker, massive, massive save. That was his third save on the season. And those are your plays of the match. And also your save of the match, play of the match, is brought to you by Michelob Ultra. And your save of the match is presented by Invigorate Roofing. Ford Parker had that one covered. We're going to step aside for just a moment. We'll be back to wrap things up here at the lab.
Game time.
From day one, REDW has been an integral partner, the first companies to say yes to the crazy idea of this soccer team that we all love. Because of REDW's belief, support, and expert financial guidance, United is in a better place today. Their focus on community-first initiatives is perfectly aligned with United's ethos. When they say integrity counts, they mean it, and we are forever grateful and thrilled to be partnered with REDW.
Cinco de Mayo celebration here at the lab, full time, presented by Duke City Cares, your medical family. 1-1, your final score, New Mexico scoring in the 4th minute of stoppage time to secure the point. And before we get into any highlights, we can jump into those real quick. Odd stat, the only 2 times New Mexico and San Diego have played, they've both ended 1-1. New Mexico have scored the equalizer in the 4th minute of stoppage time in each match. These are your full-time highlights here tonight, presented by Will Ferguson and Associates. We're here for you, and we're here to win. What are you seeing here, Chris?
That was the chance in the first half. Preston just didn't quite get the touch right, and here's the goal where Marcel just shows all his experience, just creates some separation between him and Austin Yearwood. Austin Yearwood waiting for Ford Parker to come off his line there, just didn't quite happen fast enough. And what a finish while he was falling down.
The technique for him to hit it while falling down, strike it down into the ground to ensure that it does not go over, that is absolute class.
Yeah, that's why he's up near the top of the scoring charts right now, right? Oh, at the top of the scoring charts.
6 goals and 10 appearances so far, and this was a massive save from Ford Parker as Nick Moon got through on goal, sent Will Seymour for a hot dog there with the nutmeg.
Yeah, very tricky, and did the same last week against Tampa Bay as well, Nick Moon. And yeah, Ford Parker did really well, stayed big, didn't commit too early. Big moment in the game here, 2nd yellow card for Martin after just coming on as a second half sub as well. And just more of an awkward tackle. It wasn't really necessarily any malice in it, but just a little bit awkward.
Martin on the pitch for every bit of 34 minutes here today. Picked up his first yellow 1 minute into being on the pitch as a halftime sub, and then in the 79th minute, as you just saw there, shown a 2nd yellow. And this was Radio Vuka prior to the equalizer, what looked like it might have had a chance. Ovuka, he's been a nice spark for Zach Prince late in games.
Yeah, and that was less comfortable than what I gave Cookie credit for, but that's the save when everyone worried, is tonight the night where we're going to see another goalkeeper stand on his head. Daniel Bruce just toe pokes the ball to get off his feet quickly. Great save onto the post. Luckily for New Mexico United, it drops to an in-form Harry Schwartz, who just smashes the ball home.
And what an ending it was. Harry Schwartz, his 3rd goal here on this season after missing much of last season due to injury. So glad to see the Boston boy back in form here for New Mexico. Chris, one more time, happy birthday. Thank you for spending your 40th birthday here tonight with us. What a match it was.
Yeah, thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. And yeah, it was an exciting match, and obviously 2 good teams going at it. So yeah, it was happy as all New Mexico United fans. 12,000 of them get to go home happy with that late equalizer.
Well, that's going to do it for us here tonight. For everybody part of our broadcast, for our director, Gary Williams, Chris Hurst on color commentary, my name is Tyler Ortega. Thank you for watching.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.